Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk animated shows and movies here, especially Miraculous Ladybug. I'm your host, Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall
Hey, y'all.
and April Collins.
Hi there.
The Miraculous Ladybug crew is back to discuss the big new Ladybug World, Miraculous World special, Miraculous World Australia, that just came out. Wait. Was that what we watched, or did we actually just watch the first 5 episodes of Bluey?
Just kidding. We got y'all.
Got y'all. JK.
Should
we're
we call it
watching Bluey.
Miraculous? Should we clickbait people in the podcast
Yes,
title? Say it's Miraculous
absolutely.
World.
I think if we're gonna do it one time, this is the time we should do it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. But this is
the Miraculous Ladybug special that aired in 2018.
Yeah,
yes,
2018.
we finally getting around to it. Look, the Ladybug crew has been patiently waiting for new episodes of Ladybug, and there's still none that have aired anywhere in the world. So we are instead going to pivot to what we've been threatening to do for some. I don't even remember why we were talking about doing this.
I mainly it's just because so it happened. I said something about it. Me and April have seen a couple episodes, and we're like, Bluey's great, and so we were like,
Yeah.
No, well, we'll
let's
talk
do
about
it.
familiarity with Blue. I think April's
Yeah,
seen
the
more than a
goal
couple
was to
episodes.
just bully you into it.
Okay, well, look.
Also, I feel like someone randomly suggested it, and then Delaney and I ran with it. We were like,
Okay,
"Yeah, let's do it."
Someone might have commented about it. Yes, so the people have spoken.
And this is for you. We hope you enjoy it.
We
are
are
our number one fan.
Yes, who wanted us to
Number
watch
one
Bluey.
Bluey fan. So for some reason, the Ladybug crew will now be talking about Bluey. This is just a pilot episode, so I'm not promising that we are going to cover the entirety of Bluey.
But
just-
now, granted, if you're like, this is great, tell us, because that could
Yes.
influence
Yeah.
our decision.
Right. So this is a pilot for a potential Bluey watch through from the Ladybug crew, as we feel like it. Today we're talking the first 5 episodes, which the order we're going by. I assume I don't know if there's multiple Bluey orders. Look, Wikipedia and Disney Plus have the same order for at least these first 5. It's from Magic Xylophone to Shadowlands. We'll probably talk more broadly than our typical episode discussions, and let us know if you enjoy this, because then we could do more episodes. We'll talk about if we want to
And
keep with this format, but we'll see.
And have we inspired you to watch Bluey?
And if you don't like this, then you have to tell us what we need to do.
Yes.
We got to do something.
Well, yeah. Well, you could suggest other
theory.
things. As
Yes.
normal, you can always suggest other shows, and people do. But let us know if you like our Bluey discussion. If you've not seen Bluey, you could watch the first 5 episodes on Disney Plus, or I think this is a prime opportunity to needle watch this podcast, needle listen this podcast, which means you just don't watch the show, but you listen to the podcast. I don't think you will probably have to have seen these episodes
No.
of Bluey,
No.
but we will see. It'd probably be helpful to have some familiarity with Bluey. I had zero Bluey knowledge coming into this, so that's the first thing. Let's talk about how familiar were we with Bluey? April, you're our Bluey expert here. How familiar are you with Bluey?
Am I the expert because I'm the only person who's seen all the episodes?
You've seen, yes. I mean, that's a pretty expert level. There's
I
150
think
episodes.
that's literally the definition of an expert.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I guess in terms between the 3 of us, I have seen all of the episodes, some of them many times. I started watching this as like a joke almost, and then
Yeah, what inspired you to watch it?
Well, okay, so my friends have kids and they love Bluey. And I was like, okay. And they were like, dude, like this show's great. Like them as adults, they're saying this. And I'm like, okay, like I can get behind that because I mean, I watch Miraculous Ladybug. Come on now. So
The Miraculous Ladybug is a serious show for serious adults, okay? I'll have you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, Dylan.
You're like, I have some news for you.
Oh, okay. If we do at least one more and we're picking and choosing episodes, I'm picking them. No, but yeah, so I was like, okay, and it was like randomly on Disney one day, and I was like, sure, I'll just leave this on like background noise or whatever. And then the episode that I watched like was I was like, this is not a kid's show by any means. I mean, I understand how it could be portrayed as a kid's show, much like Miraculous Ladybug, but it's not. There are parts of it where it is very serious and it's not a kid's show. And I was like, great, now I have to watch all of these episodes, and I did. So,
When was that? When was that? When did you watch all the episodes?
Maybe like. It was definitely last year, because for Christmas, my husband got me a stuffed Bluey. Like, that's reasonably.
Was it a Bluey Squishmallow? Because there's
No.
that's what I saw. That I was like, oh, remember Bluey? I was like, oh, there's new Bluey Squishmallows. So,
And we were talking about this. So poor April. Her husband won't let her get the Bluey Build-A-Bear, and she's a little upset.
I'm so upset. It's so huge. But
were there multiple options for which character to get the Build-A-Bear, or is it just Bluey?
So they have a giant Bluey that's like $128. That's literally the size of a toddler. And then they have like normal, like Build-A-Bear sized ones that are Bluey and Bingo. So
okay. I was gonna ask what you would get, but you'd obviously get the giant one.
I mean, I would want the giant one, but if I was able to get one and it wasn't the giant one, then I'd probably get Bingo, since I already have Bluey. And
you already have the normal. Well, you already have a Bluey,
yes,
plushie, but not the Build-A-Bear Blue. Okay, anyway,
yes.
We'll come back. Let's come back to this. Okay, so April. You weren't watching week to week. You're a newer Bluey fan, but you have seen every episode.
Yes.
Okay, Delaney, how about you? What's your Bluey familiarity?
So at first, I just really liked all the toys, and I knew what Bluey was. Like, I was, aware of it. So whenever I go to the store, I have to go to the toy section. I'm always looking at toys. So I knew all the Bluey stuff. I thought Bluey was cool.
You always look for Ladybug toys.
I'm always looking for Ladybug toys. My wife won't let me get. So there's this one Ladybug toy. It's like it's Marinette, and she, like, if you get her wet, she like transforms.
Oh,
and so it's
the mystery one.
The mystery ones, and Tanya won't let me get it, and I want it so bad. So every time I go to the store, I like look for them, and then like there's like the blind boxes, which I'm not allowed to get anymore, which is valid because I have a lot. But so I'm always looking. Like, they have the Barbies, and some of the action figures are horrific looking, but yeah, I'm always looking for Ladybug toys. So, but I'm always just looking at the toys. Period. Like, full stop. I love looking at toys, and so I've been familiar with the Bluey toys. I think they're cute. I think the characters look cute. And then when I worked at my old job, I had a coworker, and he has daughters, and he was like, and all my coworkers knew I'm on the podcast, and I like all sorts of cartoons and everything. And he was like, you have to watch Bluey. It's really good. He said several times. I never really got around to it. I always, said, oh yeah, sure. And then I think this is when Miss Tanya and I were in San Francisco last year. I'm not 100% sure. I know we were in a hotel room, and that's when I saw my first episode of Bluey. And it was actually
very recent.
Very recent. So it was actually Shadowlands, which is what because I didn't realize it was that one until we watched it today. I was like, I've seen this episode. Because it was funny, because one time April and I were just telling Dylan about Bluey, and I was like, I love Snickers. And Dylan's like, who's Snickers? And April's like, Snickers. And we were like, yeah, there's actually, it's not just Bluey, there's other dogs. And I was like, Snickers is a dachshund, and we love Snickers. And so, yeah, so when the episode started, I was like, wait, I've seen this one. So, yeah, so I watched it in a hotel room. Also, that's like the best. Like, you're in a hotel room and you watch a random show. It's great. It's like peak experience.
How many episodes have you seen coming into this?
I think there may be like another episode, and if I've seen it, I'll let you know when we watch it. But
okay, so not many.
Not many. I just have like an awareness of Bluey, and then this week before, like, maybe it was like Thursday or Friday, I'm at work, and my supervisor's wife also works in the building with us, just on another floor, and she comes down to visit because, like, we all walk out together, and she was like, I think I said something like, I was like, oh, and they know I like Ladybug, and their kids like Ladybug, and I was like, oh, we're actually gonna watch Bluey this weekend. And then she was like, her kids are quote unquote too old now. They don't watch Bluey anymore. And she's like, I'm upset. I want to watch more Bluey. Like, she misses watching Bluey. That's it. And I was like, well, I'm gonna watch it and we can talk about it.
good. That's good.
I like
Okay.
it.
Okay, I like that we've seen every episode coming. I saw zero Bluey episodes coming into this. I knew Bluey was Australian. I think that's basically all I knew, and it was like a pre-K show. I knew that because episode one I have on my notes here. Bluey's a girl. Like I had no,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did not know Bluey was a girl. I was very
Oh,
surprised by that.
oh, something I forgot. So our old neighbor, so I live in a duplex, and our neighbor just moved out. So when she moved in, she has two Australian Shepherds. She has a blue
Aw.
Australian Shepherd and a red Australian Shepherd. And before we actually talked to her and got to know their names, we just called them Bluey and Bingo. But
Smart.
it's funny because
Is that what type of dog Bluey is? I also don't
yes,
know
they're
a ton
Australian
about
Shepherds.
dogs. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like blue healer. They're blue healers and red healers. And so that's
Yeah.
what's so funny. So like the blue
Oh my
one,
Yes.
God. Okay, I'm
yes.
looking this
So
up.
You're
the
gonna
blue
learn about
one,
dog breeds, Dylan.
You're gonna that's what we're gonna teach you through this show, Dylan.
Okay, it's
And so
not
in the,
blue though. I'm looking at the actual dog.
Yes, they're
Okay,
not
I will say-
actually blue.
but they are blue. Like 'cause I
But
was
what
gonna
does
say-
that
not
mean?
like
But
a
what is it? But
hint.
explain what that means. Why is
It's
what
like
is
it's like the way that the colors are like
They're like black blue, like
yeah. Like the-
gray. It's kind of like it's kind of like a blue Russian.
it's like
cat
how
isn't
you see
blue, but
like
it's
something
blue.
that's gray and people call it blue, even though to me it just looks gray. It's like
It's
that.
it's
Which I will-
yeah. It has
yeah.
like blue undertones, like a
Okay.
cool undertone, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
because the neighbor's dog. So the blue healer was much smaller than the red healer. The red's huge. Like, he's
Okay,
a
now
big boy.
I'm looking up red healer. Okay, so it's just
Yeah,
brown.
and it's really funny.
It's
So, like,
brown.
so
Okay.
we just called them Bluey and Bingo, and later we found out their names, and they're sweeties. And then I told her, I was like, "Yes, we've been calling them Bluey and Bingo," and she's like, "No, that's exactly." She's like, "That's what they are. Like they're literally." But they were both boys. But yeah, we
Aw.
just called them Bluey and Bingo. I was like, "Yeah, they're out there."
Bingo is brown too, though. At least the character, so that checks
Yeah,
out.
well, I
I
mean,
guess
they're kinda-
Bingo's
yeah,
kind of
but-
orange.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
kinda red-
think
yeah,
in
it's
the
like this
show
reddish orange.
they associate like Bluey is obviously blue and Bingo's orange. So
Okay. I think Bingo looks more like the real dog than Bluey looks like a blue healer.
Well,
based on,
yeah.
like, initial search.
I will say, I wish I had a picture of the neighbor's dog because, like, he looks blue. It's like,
Aw.
Maybe
He
you
was
need it in the
nuts.
sunlight or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So,
this
I'm
a, is
sorry,
this a
I'm
is
sorry
this
I
a dress
interrupted
is this
you.
a dress situation? One of them looks like Bingo,
I
one of
don't
them looks
think
like
so.
Bluey.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
just
so
remembered. I was like, oh my god, I was like, I live next
That's-
door to Bluey and Bingo.
So you knew who they were even though you didn't watch the show. I see.
Yes, yeah, no, I was literally like, that's Bluey and Bingo.
The only reason I knew what a bingo was because of the Squishmallows. I see what the new
totally knew
Squishmallows
what
are.
a bingo
I
was.
think that's a good reason.
That's a bingo.
But, okay,
Bingo is
but that's
associated
also-
with Bluey.
That's also so interesting that you had like no idea who the characters were or anything like that going into this because I mean this show's been around for a while.
Well,
it
that's
is.
the next thing I was going to talk about was I think that people might be surprised, like you guys talk to parents and they're like, oh, you guys must about the podcast, like, oh, you must talk about Bluey. It's like one of the most popular shows. It's like we have this disconnect, I think, from a lot of the tastes of especially people with kids because we don't talk about pre-K shows. So I think that's something to talk about here. This is, I think, the first. I mean, Bluey, I assume, is classified as it's a pre-K show.
Yeah.
This can be our test run for the Doctor Who pre-K show.
That's true. Animated show coming up. But so we've never talked about a pre-K show, I don't believe, on the podcast before. So a lot of people listening, I mean, I think our fans listening will understand this, but a lot of people kind of don't understand that animated, even if it's a kid's show, doesn't mean that it's like very kiddie. Actually, there's a pretty big distinction between a quote unquote pre-K animated show and a quote unquote 6 to 11 animated show. And even though those sound like similar, not too far off age ranges, they're all still kids. Like Steven Universe is like a 6 to 11 show, Ladybug, a 6 to 11 show. So those types of shows in our minds basically can be consumed by adults the same as kids. They might just have younger characters and like slightly younger themes, but it's essentially an adult show. Like there's a huge leap in my mind, from a pre-K show to a 6 to 11 type of show that we normally talk about. That being said, I know Bluey will will have adult themes at least coming up, if not already. So I think that's an
Also,
interesting
when
case study there.
also
Mhm.
thinking about it, for us, the thing is, when we were growing up, there wasn't pre-K animation. That didn't exist. Like, when we were growing up, you had, like, you'd watch PBS, you'd watch Blue's Clues, you would watch, like, there wasn't really
It's a
pre-K
different
animation.
form
Yeah,
of
like, so that
pre-K
it didn't
animation.
exist. Like, now there's kids, they watch Coco Melon, they watch, oh, there's like a
I mean, there's
Bratz
like,
show.
I guess, is Arthur not pre-K?
Well, so that's
I
I
think
don't know.
Arthur
That's like
Arthur?
six
falls
house.
in.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think I think that falls into like that 6 to
Yeah.
11 ish
Or it's like,
like
I mean, I
Yeah.
remember,
category.
we'd watch, like, I mean, stuff I watched growing up was like Yu-Gi-Oh. But when I talk about when I was
Yeah, I
younger,
think there
I
probably
watched
was
Blue's Clues.
some stuff growing up, but maybe
Or like,
not to the extent now.
and I understand, everyone has different experiences, and like my parents, like, I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo. Like,
Mhm.
my imaginary friends, I didn't make up my own. They were the Scooby-Doo characters. Like, that's how young I was, and I was just like Scooby-Doo, because I really don't think they're, this pre-K animation is actually like kind of this new. It's like, but like
I'm looking at
I
Wikipedia, but
watched Blue's Clues.
I agree. I don't remember watching. Let's not say like there wasn't, because I think there was, but
Right.
I don't remember watching
I,
it like
Well,
to
I
this
would say
extent.
now.
I agree with you, Delaney. I remember watching like 6 to 11 type shows growing up. Like I don't
yeah.
remember any of these pre-K
And
type
like, and
shows,
well, the thing is, like,
honestly.
now it's kind of like there's a lot. Like, they have, like, I
Mhm.
mean, if you just look on Disney Plus or Netflix or anything, there is a lot now of, stuff that I would say would have aired on Noggin, Delay, or
Yeah, there's not Noggin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, and there's, like, they have, like, Marvel that's for, like
Oh,
little kids.
the Spidey
Like
and
Spider,
Friends.
yeah, yeah, they're like a Spider-Man, like they have stuff like that, and that's super cool. But like, I didn't have that. Like, that's
I
kind
think
of like, I think that's part of it too. It's like, it's
do you
kind of
remember
new.
like did you watch like Well, I guess Franklin would have been like 6 to 11
I watched
and
Franklin.
Bernstein Bears would have probably
Yeah,
I think it's been like a shift where like what was considered kids like animated programming was more along like 6 to 11, whereas like
and like
then
Bear in the
versus
Big Blue
like
House.
yeah, I mean, but again, that was like the live.
Franklin Wikipedia says pre-K. So that there is a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean, maybe it's classified that now,
anyway,
like,
but
I would say
yeah.
now it's like oversaturated. Like, it's versus
there's
like
a
that wasn't
lot.
really how it was.
I think the Coco Million type of esque thing is like there's this new type of wave
Yeah,
going on,
Hmm.
that with a lot more exposure. I agree. But anyway, my point is I didn't I guess I have this bias against these pre-K shows in terms of enjoying them as an adult. I don't really, yeah, I'm not like watching stuff with kids the last, few years, and I'm not, I'm not seeing, I'm not getting exposure to these types of shows. I didn't have any exposure to Bluey. In my mind,
it's
these are
kind of
like
like the
much,
inverse of really bad adult animation.
yeah, I get, in my mind,
Inverse.
they're like, yeah, in my mind, it's like Coco Million type, like dumb, stupid, like pre-K,
Yeah,
right? Like,
It's like Family
but then
Guy,
you
but for
watch,
babies.
yeah, but well,
yeah.
people like Family Guy. But then you watch
Well, that's fine. Babies like Coco Melon.
shots fired. Shots fired at Mel. But then you watch
At Mel.
yeah, you watch Bluey, and it was, I will say, this was very high quality stuff. So I was impressed watching this. So I guess reaction. So yeah, Delaney, you hadn't seen most of these first 5 episodes, right?
I had only seen Shadowlands.
Okay. So yeah, what's your reactions to these 5 episodes? You enjoy them?
Um, I love them. I love the first shot where it's their house. I think it's just beautiful. Like, it's so pretty.
I will say I didn't expect the show to be so well animated. Like a lot of
It's
the backgrounds
great.
and stuff are really
Yeah,
gorgeous.
like the
I do
detail of
not
their
understand
playroom.
their world yet, but it did look
Yeah.
very cool.
That's fair.
So something that really struck me watching, and I guess I didn't realize the first in my previous watching. So this is kind of really special to me, and I really like that Bluey. So it came out in 2018. My dad is a stay-at-home dad. That's my life experience. My mom worked, and it was just me and my brother, and my dad, took care of us. My mom would go to work and she would come home. And the first 12 years of my life, she worked out of where we lived. And so it would take her longer to get home. And often in middle school and things, people just assumed I didn't have a mom, and like, because they only saw my dad and my brother. and so it's different. It's, it is different having your dad be the stay-at-home parent, and that's not in any media until today, until I watched Bluey, and that's amazing. Like, I'm like, this is what my life's like.
I will say that Bandit does work from home.
He works from home.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you don't see it in these 5 episodes.
No, you don't see it in these 5 episodes, but he does work from home.
So look, you guys got to take a step back with me here. I'm assuming Bandit is the dad.
Yes.
Yes.
So Bandit's the dad.
I don't believe
name is Chili.
Okay, look, April, are these spoilers? Because I watched the intro and it says, Mom, Dad. I don't know their names. What are you talking about?
There's also the names literally in these Wikipedia descriptions. You said.
I'm not reading. I'm several pages removed of looking at pre-K shows at this point. I gotta go back.
I forgot. I did know the dad's name was Bandit. Now, you could not have waterboarded Chili out of me. I would not have remembered that. But I did.
Why don't they say why do they give them names and they say "Mom" in the intro? Like, I hear Mom and Dad every episode.
You're thinking too much about the intro.
But this.
There is an episode now that I'm remembering that I've seen where Bandit actually talks to another adult. And
I don't know if I can deal with saying Bandit here. I had no experience with Bandit.
Name.
No, okay.
Okay, fine. For these 5 episodes, we'll call them Dad and Mom.
So why do the adult dogs have dog names too? Okay, no, I gotta restrain myself. There's this whole rabbit hole of like, why are they all dogs?
You're asking questions that I'm like, if you just wait until like later episodes, maybe it'll feel better.
Yet. You just gotta wait. Yeah. This is like the first 20 episodes of Steven Universe, okay? We gotta hold your hand through it, okay?
Well, that's why I was gonna say, like, I don't know if we can do the next 5 episodes each podcast, because I will say part of my reactions was I heard like from April, and I like, this show is so emotional, and like these are like the 5 silliest episodes of anything I've ever seen. So
they like built into it, you know what I mean? Like with any show, right? You can't just like
so now I remember another episode I've seen, and it's like Bandit and another kid's dad, and it's about them being friends.
Is it though?
I'm
not gonna say. I think I know which episode you're talking about.
Okay, wait. Anyway, Delaney, finish your thoughts on the 5 episodes.
So basically, I think this is great. It's super fun and cute, and they do get into some stuff. It's kind of like Hospital, like kind of being like, oh, like at first I was like, oh my god, like,
Hospital is what issues are we getting into in Hospital? Tell me.
Well, I mean, kind of like they were like, oh, we can't. Like at first I was like, oh my god, are they just going to discharge him and they can't help him? What is this commentary? But then like
they're playing a game.
What?
I have a question. Okay, I'm having trouble restraining myself. So all 5 of these episodes, they're all playing games. Is this whole show them playing games?
No. No. Like they do play a lot of games.
Are 80% of the episodes them playing games?
Maybe, but you have to like.
I don't say that derogatorily. I'm just trying to understand the context of Bluey.
I think it's like, yes, they're playing games because they're children, but then there's also like,
as you mentioned, episode with the parents. So is there an episode are there episodes with no children in them?
There's episodes where, I mean, the children are almost always in episodes, but there are some episodes where the parents or the adults are more like center stage.
Okay, because like in Shadowlands, the mom and the mom's friends were there, so maybe like they're more prominent than in that episode.
Yeah, and there's also there are episodes that are actually like there's like a 30-minute episode of Bluey. Like there are some like really big episodes
in a while, right? Anyway, I know I'm kind of asking for spoilers, and I said no spoilers before, so I'm sorry.
Okay. The other thing too is like, okay, so yes, there's going to be a bunch of episodes that are going to just feel silly. But then there's also like times where like there's somewhat of a deeper meaning to them. And it doesn't always like hit you straight in the face, which is nice.
Okay. Well, let's talk about if there's a deeper meaning in these episodes. So, Delaney, you found that Hospital was commenting on our medical system. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, in Australia, they have like, I think they have universal healthcare, but
I mean, it's still,
It was,
universal healthcare
yeah.
doesn't mean great. So
No, it doesn't. And it was kind of like at first I was like, oh my god, like, yeah, you can't. Well, it's kind of funny because like Bluey is
how
like
did
the
Bluey
worst
get this? How
doctor.
did Bluey get this cynical impression of doctors?
Yeah, that's
Right?
the
That's
part
the
that's so funny. Like Bluey is like this,
Oh,
like,
just
and
you
like,
wait.
and they talk about and Bandit or Dad, sorry, Dylan, and the
Thank
dad's
you.
like,
Speaking
can
my
you
language
please,
here.
like, the dad's like, and the dad doesn't like playing hospital, and I don't even
Well,
think
because he
it's just
kept
because
getting
Bluey.
injections.
Well, I don't think it's
Yeah.
just that. I think he also
Is there
generally
some
has like a
medical
yeah, I
trauma
think
that to be
like because
experienced? Oh
he's like
boy.
because he's like hospitals make me nervous. So I think that's like there was some stuff
Yeah.
going on a little bit.
I also wonder if they do that to normalize those feelings for the children as well. Like,
Yeah.
oh, here's an adult, someone that I look after, or not look after, look up to, and they also get nervous at the hospital. And look, it's okay. And so
Well,
I think that's
I
think that's
funny
the
thing
other.
too.
Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, but I think that's like the other thing too is where like I said, like a lot of like maybe the lessons in here don't necessarily hit you in the face because like it's just them normalizing being, I guess, alive and having emotions and feelings and like exploring what those are. So like hospital's like a good one, I think, where it's really subtle because yeah, Bandit doesn't want to be at the hospital, but he's still doing it. Or sorry, Dad's at the hospital.
Yeah, I think there's that, and then there is the like callous doctor
Yeah.
presentation, which is not often portrayed on television,
Well,
honestly, and is pretty
yeah.
widely true in a lot of cases with doctors in our system.
What really got me, what was shocking, was that he was like, "You're not going to put me to sleep," and they knew what he meant. Like he was like they like reenacted it.
Mm-hmm. With the
Death
birthday hat.
mention.
Also, I think I also thought it was
I
really
thought that was like
cute.
anesthesia, right?
No,
Yeah.
that is. That's the part. No, that was
Yeah.
the part I meant. That was
Yeah.
shocking to me for how old they are for them to know and understand what that is.
It was an intricate understanding of the workings of
Yeah,
hospitals.
and I love that it was a party hat. And then also, I thought it was a cute character thing because how sweet Bingo was.
Oh
Yes.
Bingo
Yeah, well,
was like so
that's
sweet.
another thing I did not that I didn't even know Bluey was a girl, but I didn't know Bluey was like a little Esther
brat.
and
Yeah.
Brat and Bingo's sweet. I didn't really know that dynamic. Is
Like,
that
Bingo is
generally
like the sweetest, most
yeah.
precious baby in the world.
Yeah, okay.
Bingo's
But
the baby.
we'll come back to that. April, I know you've seen them before, but what are your overall impressions on these 5 episodes?
I think I forgot that these were the first 5 episodes. And so I think like they're a good introduction to the 4 like main characters, especially like the dynamic between like the dad and the kids. And like I love that like instantly Dad is like on board for whatever game it is that they're playing, right?
He's immediately like locked
Like
in.
he's like he saw the magic xylophone and was like, "Oh no, I know what this means," right? So and like I think that's just like it's a good thing that you see like throughout, not just with like Dad, but like Mom's the same way and like almost all of the adults, like with Keepy Uppy, like that's another like good episode where like you get to see how like not only this family interacts like within itself, but how other families interact with them as well. So like immediately the next door neighbors, I'm not going to tell you names because I don't want you to get confused.
Well, we know one of them. We know Lucky from episode 3.
Yeah. But like how like they'll like instantly like join in on like whatever shenanigans are taking place.
Yeah, that was
right.
Cute. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like,
or when he's frozen and they show like the lady with her baby and she's like, "What are you doing?"
And he's still just standing there.
So good.
Like the commitment to the games is great. But no, I think these are a good like 5 episodes. Daddy Robot always makes me laugh. Because I know there's like that deeper meaning, but I think it's hilarious whenever they like introduce Mommy Robot.
Well, I really like when he was like, "I'm gonna put you in the wheelie bin." That was my favorite bit. Yeah. He's like, "You make the mess. If I throw you away, there won't be any more mess."
Yeah. Well, and then even like just like the mom and the dad, they're what is it? Cute. Yeah, they're like I love that they just like they're they're a team, right, against their children, in a sense. But like
You have to be when Blue is one of them.
but like she also like immediately picked up like what was going down. Like, oh, why is Daddy like she knew why Daddy Robot was not like malfunctioning, and so she's like, oh, well, Daddy Robots will try and find the shortcut, and like, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah.
So I think these are like a good 5 episodes. I'm glad that you mentioned the animation, because there are some episodes that are just so beautifully animated that I'm excited for you guys to watch.
I just remembered another episode I've seen, so I think I've seen like 4 other episodes.
Okay, 4
But
others.
yeah.
That's good.
But I want to know all of your thoughts, Dylan. What
Okay.
did you think of these
Well,
episodes?
I'm sprinkling my
Now
thoughts
it's just like
in.
Dylan just watched these episodes. I was just confused the whole time.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I was watching with Sarah. I don't think she'd seen any of them either, but it's. I was confused. I was the first. The kids sound okay. First of all, it was very. I don't watch like a lot of Australian television too. And I was trying to
Okay.
think like, what Australian like did I watch like H2O as a kid? Did they sound Australian in that show?
no.
Did they sound? I don't know, because the kids sounded British to me, and I'm like, is this how Australian children sound British? Is this like? I guess it's similar enough.
The accents are similar, but they're not the same.
Because I
That's
guess they
also,
were.
Also, it would depend where in Australia. Like, you know,
Yeah, they
if you're in the
probably.
Yeah.
outback, you're probably gonna sound like the
Yeah.
typical Australian. But
I
like,
will. It took me a little. I mean, it took me a while. And I think it will take me a long time to get used to the high pitched kitty voices. I think that's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
That is a big difference with other shows we watch. So you don't really have these like type of really kitty voices, and I mean, and if you do, it's like clearly like a joke or like a little kid character, right? So these being the main characters is pretty different. Um, yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with the animation. I thought this show was fun. I was expecting it to be high quality because that's kind of like what I'd heard, and I do think it was. I was expecting maybe more seriousness just because of the impression that I had previously, these were like very silly in comparison. But that being said, I did understand when I was watching, like it's just the first few episodes. Like it's not like I was like, oh, it's super disappointed that more emotional stuff wasn't here. I get it. I have to say the biggest compliment I can give is how funny these episodes were. Like
yes, they're
there's like
so funny.
Yes.
it was genuinely really funny. I do think Hospital in particular was like to me the standout episode here. It was just like extremely funny straight to like start to finish. Like
I'm sorry,
I
the
didn't
pulling the animals out gag was so funny. I was like, and then she's like shoving it back in. I was like losing it.
I didn't expect the show to be like high frenetic gag type of comedy.
Yes.
Like it's
Right.
you know, like I expect like a kind of calm pre-K show. Like this could genuinely be classified as like an adult comedy, and it like Hospital is seriously like high jokes per minute. Like this is like
Yeah.
8-minute
It's so
episode, and
funny.
it's just constant. So that was very impressive to me. Like just how funny and how much humor there was quantity wise in the episode and quality wise. And there's a lot of great stuff throughout. But the games I think are fun. It gives a little bit of a Craig of the Creek vibe of them always kind of
Oh yeah.
playing games there. So maybe Craig of the Creek's like a slightly more mature version of this show. I don't know. I love that. Craig's one of my favorite shows. Yeah, I mean, I had a good time with it. I think we can dive into specifics here. I definitely there's a lot of like when they go outside and you see like the more adult dogs. I'm like, what is happening? What is this world? What is going on? Why are they all dogs? Where do they live?
Australia.
Is it actually Australia or is it dog fantasy land? Right? Like I want to know these things. And. Why is their house so nice? How do they have very high paying jobs, I guess. I didn't know Dad worked, so that's new too. But yeah, I thought it was like very funny, fun, and sweet. It's like still as of this point, it's still not the type of show I would like watch on my own if it was this the whole time. But if it's this and then this is like the early Steven Universe equivalent, then I could totally
Maybe
be
we
on
should
board for
make
that.
April. We should make April make us a list.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, right? Is like
Yeah.
I think it would be challenging to go 5 by 5 throughout this whole thing.
And
So maybe we do like selected by April a few episodes. Maybe we try to stick to season one. I don't know, April. So that's a question I have. When is the first like very emotional episode? Is it season one or do we have to go into season two?
hold on, I'm looking through the episodes. Well, and I guess it just depends on like what's gonna hit you too, right? So in terms of like emotions,
Is
because
it
I mean,
all
for
like deeper?
example,
Yeah.
I mean, Keepy Uppy was not like, I mean, it's not like I was crying watching it, but like literally the dad in Keepy Uppy, that's my dad. Like that's literally how he acts. Like so I played Keepy Uppy as a kid, and it was really funny. Like so they're like, Dad, make it harder. Oh, so it's not something I would never say that to my dad because he would make it harder. Like so like when he like I went home like a couple weeks ago. Like I went and visited my parents. I'm 29. I'm hanging out with my parents. I want y'all to know I'm sitting on the couch. And I've been forcing them to watch Doctor Who. We're just chilling. I'm just sitting. And my dad had been outside doing yard work or whatever. He came back in, like he was mowing the lawn. My mom was complaining. She's like, "Why is he mowing the lawn? I'm making dinner. Why is he like this? Blah blah blah." Typical. And then I'm just sitting on the couch, not paying attention. And then I get blasted by the leaf blower in the house. I'm like, oh my God, I scream, look over. There's my dad with the leaf blower.
No balloons involved?
No balloons
balloons.
involved. But like that's like and I'm like, oh, are you serious? And he did it again. And then I was like, I hate you so much. Like he brought it in just to get me with it. Like, dude, what? And but that's my life. He like, oh my God, he was torturing me all weekend. Like I was home for 3 days and I was like, why did I do this to myself? But like that's like the stuff the dad's doing, like this is how my dad acts. Like and like I asked for some old stuffed animals and I was like, these two Scooby-Doos that I have at home, I wanted them here with me in my apartment. And my mom had been like, oh, she was going to bring them, but I was like, hey, can you send me a photo of what they look like? Make sure it's the ones I was asking for. And then she asked my dad because she was busy. And my dad, she was like, oh, can you take a picture? And then my dad like decided he was going to do a whole photo shoot all over the house with these Scooby-Doos. Like just taking whatever to
all
absurdity.
over.
All over the house. Like he put like clothes on the Scoobies, and they're pretty big Scoobies. Like it's ridiculous. Like
Oh
so
yeah,
it
I
was
know
just
what
really
you're saying.
funny
Yeah,
watching
that's
Keepy Uppy and
nice.
being like, this is literally my dad. Like it's
Yeah, I can
just
see that for sure.
constant nonsense.
That's
And y'all
nice. Yeah,
and if Dylan and April get a taste of it, because I'll send them screenshots of like text messages from my dad. Like he's a ridiculous person.
I love
But
your
it's like, yeah,
dad.
just all this stuff. Like just too extreme. And like this is
yeah. That definitely checks out. That's really nice. I guess like so is April, is the emotional episodes, is it like that sort of thing where you find a personal connection to the silliness, or they're like clearly overtly emotional episode, non-silly episodes?
There are some, so it's both, right?
Mm.
So because I'm just like, as I was listening to Delaney, I was just like casually scrolling, like, because I was just making sure, one, that I have all of the episodes in the correct order. Two, like looking through, because you said like, oh, one's like the first like real emotional episode, and
Mm.
like there's like little parts of some of them where like if you have the right connection to what's going on, then it can be very emotional. Like
Yeah. And
like
I
there's
understand that.
there's one and honestly, whenever like we were first talking about like how many episodes to watch, you guys were like 5 and I was like, maybe we should do like 10. But I didn't say it because I was like 10 might feel very overwhelming. Plus there's like a lot of episodes. But like the first like real one that I can think of that might like
Don't
well,
say exactly what it is. Say like
no,
around what range number it is around then.
like around like in the 30s, like
Okay.
episode 30. So, but I mean, again, like there's like moments in like some of these other ones where like you might find something that you connect to. Which again, I think is another thing that's like so great about this show is that like it's okay if you don't immediately connect like to the situation at hand, right? Like, and you do again, like this is a pre-K show, and I know we say this about like Ladybug, like we have to take things with like a grain of salt, but also like, you know, like some of these like lessons and things like that, like they may not necessarily hit for you because you're an adult, you've already learned this lesson. Like, but like for me, I'm just like, oh, this is a great way to teach this lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I'm like, oh, like this is what I want to do with like my daughter whenever we get to this moment, and or whenever it comes time to teach this lesson. So I think like a really around 30 is whenever like we get into like some of the more serious themes. I mean, there's some other ones where like um mm,
Will they ever age? Is that, I assume not.
they kind of do.
Like, does
Because
Bluey
I'm
go to
like,
school?
Yes.
yeah, is there school here? Because
No, not
that's a good
like.
question.
But the other thing, like, too, is that the episodes do like progress. So in the background with the adults, you do notice and see that things are changing. And it especially
Oh yeah, there's like
becomes,
a really I do know what you're talking about. There is one really big episode that's like a whole thing.
yeah, like the season finale of the third series or season, like it's longer, and there's a reason for that. Like I'm not going to tell you why
Okay.
it's longer, but because that's spoilers. But but like because of something like bigger that's happening like throughout, and like they like hint at these things, and it's stuff that you kind of have to pick up with the adults too, because again, like yes, Bluey's the main character of the show, her sister Bingo, but like what's going on with like the dad and the mom, like it impacts their lives, and so you see that with like within the stories.
Okay. That's
So
interesting.
I, I
Yeah,
I f- I feel like I'm not describing it very well. So
no, I think that was good.
No, I
I
mean
think I get it.
I mean it's kind of like Rugrats, you know?
yeah, kind
Like
of
Yeah,
because
like
Rugrats,
I
they're
did love
usually
Rugrats when I was growing
so
up.
like love Rugrats. So like usually Rugrats are like they're playing a game and they're doing this imagination, but then sometimes there's other stuff happening, like
yeah.
and the adults are doing stuff, or there's like other drama.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
it's hard to describe without giving away exact
Yeah, look,
details.
we'll see as we watch more.
So, but
I'll see at least.
I think that like definitely like the first season episodes, like there's lessons within them, but they're silly, they're fun, like before, because like there's one that's coming up, and like Bingo gets sad about something, and I mean you might like maybe you'll relate to it. I know the first time I watched it I was like, oh, I feel that. Like
It was
Okay,
fun. Well, I
that'll
think
be
it was
good.
funny when Bingo was like, "Oh my God, what happens if it touches the ground?" And Chili's like, "Oh, it's not. It's not that bad. I promise."
and then when they go outside and they're like, if it touches the grass it will pop, and they're like,
Oh, yeah,
what, you told us it
right.
wouldn't. So so yeah, so there's it it I would say like it's worth sticking to it, like
Hmm.
because
Okay. Well, we'll talk more at the end
and
about what configuration to watch next. I think that'll
yeah.
be. Yeah, I think I get all that. I think for me so far, I'm interested to see what I connect with because so far I haven't really super like had a
I
personal
mean, I
connection, I
think
guess,
you're. I
with.
mean, no, you're locked in though because you want to know how this world operates, and I love that for
I
you.
do want to know how
Yeah.
the world operates, but I mean, so like comparing it to Craig of the Creek, I have a lot of like personal connection to Craig of the Creek. I just think like I have more memories of like being like a slightly older kid and playing those sorts of games or
Yeah.
dealing with the sorts of things in the world. So I think I have like a lot more of like an emotional memory connection to being, more towards 10 than towards, the blue
Yeah,
where Bluey's at.
Yeah.
And so to me it's a lot of like seeing silly games and stuff for families and parents and but it's interesting. I'm wondering if this will change depending on like what type of game they're playing because that's the way it is in Craig too. Like in Craig a lot of
Yeah.
times they bring up a specific like topic or game or something and have an episode about that and you might connect more with one thing than the other.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be interesting.
And
um
even like with like because my husband's watched episodes with me before, right? And like there was like he was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Bluey," and he's like, "Okay," and he's just like sitting there, and then all of a sudden he's locked in on this episode, and I turn over, and he's like, "April, this show is not fun. This is not for kids," and he's like on the verge of tears, and like
Oh my God.
yeah, like my
So funny.
and like every time
It's
like
like
he
ruined his life.
yeah, I know. And like every time he watches that episode, like he feels something, you know what I mean? So
Okay, I'm looking forward. It does all sound very Steven Universe, to be honest. Like the
like I
configuration here,
will
the
say
emotionality.
Well, it's
I-
like I know, like, not that I have an emotional connection, but like I love Cookie Cat, and I know I'm like one of 5 people on Earth who
Cookie
loves that
Cat.
episode.
There's a lot of silly stuff early in Steven. You forget that Steven Universe was kind of very this type of Bluey early on.
No, it
is
really
Yeah.
was. I think comparing in terms of like the content, comparing it to Steven Universe is very appropriate because I remember like those first like however many episodes, I was like, I don't know what I'm watching, but I'm here.
It's
for
literally
it.
the first 20.
Yeah, and then
Also in Steven Universe, you're like, what is this world and what is going
Yeah,
on
what
here?
is going on? I don't understand.
I don't think that's a fair comparison because I'm
Like,
kind of
they
joking with the
literally, like, the
dogs, and I
fact that,
assume we're
like-
not going to explain like that. We're not going to explain why they're dogs and stuff. Like to some
They
extent, I
just
just need to buy
are.
into it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
you just kind of have to buy into it because like
it's
they
kind of
do
like
genuinely
accepting
live.
like Zootopia. Like, this is
Yeah.
just the world.
Yeah, this is just the
Okay.
world.
Let's not get into the Zootopia world.
We're not going to get
That'll be
into
that's going to be
Zootopia's
even more
world.
confusing.
No, you
at
just
least
have to
they're all
accept
dog
that like
breeds here.
this is the planet Earth, and
I assume there's no humans involved in
No.
Bluey.
there are no humans. So
Okay.
and
This is Planet of the Apes, but they're dogs.
and I'm gonna warn you.
wait,
You're
but actually,
I'm gonna warn you that you might get I'm not gonna use the word confused, but you're gonna question things because they do have things like pets. So
okay, I don't like that. I already don't like that.
He did say he was like the guinea pig got out, and that didn't bother me
Oh,
until
no.
just now, April.
Oh no,
So-
I don't like that.
like
Okay, it's
like
like Animal
there's still,
Crossing,
like,
though, right? Like,
kind of, yeah. Like there's
Yeah,
still
'cause,
like
like,
there's
you can, like-
fish and there's
and like a turtle, like I got a turtle, but he like, or like Zucker,
Yeah.
I can catch an octopus.
Okay, you're
but
right. You're
here's
right.
Zucker.
This is like you're right though. This is like Animal Crossing.
It's literally
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
yeah. So like
Oh, by the way, I
there's
went to
one
the aquarium
episode.
yesterday, and I kept being like, "That's an Animal Crossing."
I
Like,
love
me
it.
and Tanya would point to things and be like, "That's an Animal Crossing."
Like they have
Good.
like there's an episode called Fruit Bat, like that's coming
Okay.
up
Oh,
within
no,
the next 5
bats.
episodes.
Okay.
It's not what you think it is. So,
Okay. Interesting.
but then like there's
Um,
also like there's like what did they call them? Budgies. It's a type of bird. So they
Yeah,
talk about
parakeets.
kangaroos. Yeah.
Parakeets.
And I guess, I mean, when
yeah.
you think about it, it is kind of weird that like they're dogs and they have like a plush cat. Like, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, they have,
Oh
like,
yeah, they
pet
did have a
cats.
plush cat. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they
that's
like
true.
know what a cat is, and cats
And they know what a
chase
cat
mice.
is.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
that
my
is kind of, and
gosh.
there's like an octopus. So I think these things we might just have to accept.
That's why
Oh, yeah,
I'm like, you're just gonna have to accept it to a certain extent.
Like
Oh,
an
yeah.
Animal Crossing, you just have to
Yes.
accept that like it's weird. Okay.
Delaney, who's your favorite character of the ones featured so far in these episodes?
Not counting
Well-
Snickers, because I just love
You-
Snickers.
You could be Snickers.
It could
Snickers
be
was in an episode.
Snickers.
but I mean, I love the dad. The dad's my favorite.
Yeah, and you've mentioned the personal connection. Yeah, April, how about you? Who's your favorite character? Are they featured so far in these episodes?
Oh, my favorite character. That's so hard. In these episodes, I do think that like Bandit, or the dad, really like takes the cake just because
He really seems like the mom seems more like a secondary character so far.
so far,
the dad.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but don't worry, Mom will have like her moments too and everything
Okay.
like that. So, and a bunch of other like characters have like, I guess like their episodes, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, like Bandit, sorry, I keep just calling him by his name.
It's okay.
Well, once
you
we
can
see
say
the
it.
show, Dylan will be okay.
Yeah.
But like, why is he named Bandit? Like, why did like a human names the dog Bandit? like I assume they're not named by
No,
humans.
he was
So
No.
there's
named
just
by
a
his
culture.
mom,
There's
and
just
that's
a
his name,
culture of
Bandit.
them naming each other dog names. Okay,
Yes.
I'm
So
trying. I'm
like
trying to
there's
Why
understand.
are you
Lucky.
named Dylan? Look, it's just accept
It's
it.
just the
You just
culture
make
of
it
the
up.
world. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like their neighbor is Lucky.
yeah.
The what is it? Snickers, who's the wiener dog.
Snickers.
Some of them do have like names, and you're like, huh, I get it. It's a play on what you are. Like there's the terriers. So they're Scottish terriers, and they
That's a
literally
Okay.
call them the terriers.
Well, to be fair, we have people like that too. Like, why did his parents name him Chris Christopherson? Like, that's mean.
It's me.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so far from these episodes, you're saying the dad, April, but you have favorites that we have not met yet.
Yes.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
there's so many more characters that you get introduced to that you're like, oh, why is this character so much fun? Like, or this
Okay, that's
person's
good.
absolutely insane.
Are they kids or adults or both?
Both.
Okay, I like it. So far my favorite is Bingo.
Bingo's pretty
Bingo.
sweet. Bingo is
Bingo's
a
a
Yeah.
total
sweetheart.
Dylan character to like.
Yeah, yeah. Bluey, I will say, I didn't expect Bluey to be to be. I said this before, but I'm wondering, will Bluey be not that Bluey's like super unlikable. I mean, she's like a child, but
Yeah.
like
I
I'm
will
wondering
say,
if
I
there's more
definitely
likable
acted like.
content coming up.
I will
Yes.
say, I definitely acted like Bluey when I was her age. Like
And
that's.
to be
I
fair,
was
I
like,
was
no.
probably
There's
also more of a Bluey. Yeah, so I
yeah.
understand for
Well,
sure.
as
But
an older sister, I know I acted like that.
I was gonna say, as the oldest sibling, yes, I'm
well, yeah, and I
1000%
and I
Bluey.
well, I was the younger sibling, so I think
Yeah.
that's the a Bingo love comes
Yeah.
from, and she's really sweet so far.
She I will give Bluey her credit because I think that's the other thing too is that they kind of like give into those stereotypes a little bit of like the oldest sister, younger sister when in terms of Bingo and Bluey. But Bluey has these moments that like you're just like, oh, she like why is she so great? Like you know what I mean?
Okay, I'm
So
excited for that.
Well,
mhm.
it's kind of like Marinette. Like sometimes it's like, what are you doing? But then Marinette's
Yeah,
like the
well,
best character.
Yeah.
I get the thing though is that in both Ladybug and Steven Universe, I feel like the main character is the really sweet one.
Yeah. Like yeah, and Bluey is definitely very sweet. Like
Okay,
you just
but does she
it
have more of an edge than Steven and Marinette?
maybe.
Which is weird to say of like a 5-year-old.
Well, I was gonna say, well, she's 6, but
Okay, yeah. How old is everyone? I don't know.
Excuse
6.
you.
How old's Bingo?
Bingo is 4.
Okay, 6 and 4. Okay.
They say that like in like the next few episodes at some
Okay.
point. So, and they do have like birthdays and stuff like that. So, but
What episode did you enjoy the most of these 5? I said hospital. What do you guys say?
Daddy Robot.
Daddy Robot's really good. I think I just really liked Keepy Uppy, so I'm gonna go with Keepy Uppy. But Hospital
Okay,
was
that's
really
good.
good.
Hospital's
Yeah,
really
all three of
good.
those are really good. And I did like Shadowlands. That was the thing probably I remember the game I probably remember the most myself playing. So I think that was nice too.
Yeah.
And it was
Yes.
like, oh, suddenly there's other children that are not the neighbor that
Yeah.
they're playing with.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of other kids. So,
Every park they go to is a dog park.
Oh yeah, and, oh my god.
I got the
Yeah, I guess
reaction I
that's
wanted.
true.
I'm happy.
Oh my god. Ignoring that, the Snickers. You guys mentioned Snickers is great, which I agree. I did really like Coco
Snickers.
though. I love.
But yeah,
Coco.
Coco's great too.
oh,
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Dylan will love Coco.
Coco's probably gonna be
Okay.
my favorite. I can already tell. Yeah.
But I just need everyone to know I would die for Snickers. Like, I just
Yeah,
love
and
it.
Snickers
Run
is
your
your type of
sausage
favorite.
dog legs.
Oh, I can't jump that far.
There's like another episode too
Also,
where they
it's funny,
make fun
like-
of him.
Also, I like, they kind of like they're used like it's not just that they're dogs. Like he's like, I can't jump that far because I'm a sausage
Yeah.
dog. Like
There's like another episode too where he's like, I literally can't reach, and they're like, we know, because of your short arms.
They're just they're just the dog breeds that our dogs are,
Yeah.
but they're anthropomorphic.
Yep.
And okay.
I love that this
and
is
even
just blowing Dylan's mind.
and even though no one's like breeding them, they're still staying like as like the same breed type of breeds. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to try to think about it more. What else?
Yeah,
Okay,
don't
let's.
think too much about that.
Any Ladybug comparisons we want to make here to the show or these characters? Who's our? I mean,
uh
we talked about Marinette, Bluey as main characters.
oh. It's hard because we don't have a lot of the
April,
characters
does the
yet.
show have a Hawkmoth in it?
Oh. No.
Well,
Well, because like
I guess
I
Dad can
will say
act
the
like
parents. The parents
yeah.
are very much Marinette's parents.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I mean in terms of like are you asking in terms of there being a villain? Because there's
All
no
of the
like
above. Him being campy and being
there are some like I guess annoying characters or
how dare about it say he's annoying.
personas.
Is there any magic in this show?
Of course.
Superpowers. What do you mean of
There's
course?
yeah. Well, first off,
Well,
we had the magic
the magic
xylophone.
xylophone, which by the way, I did like that you could read that episode as the fact that it's real. Like I don't think that they explicitly
Right.
say it's not.
Yeah. Well,
Which
and
is
that's
something. It's something Craig of the Creek does a few times, by the way. They have,
yes.
but Craig of the Creek goes harder into like the kids' POV, where it's like very clear that they're experiencing it as the magic, even though there's a clear reading. You could say that none of this is real. I guess what surprised me about
I,
Bluey was how much you can see the show from the parents' POV. Like that's obviously how I watched the show, was from the parents' perspective. So you can
mhm.
see that this is just like a game, like a recurring game that's being played. It's like
Yeah.
very high level perspective there. But I did
Yeah.
like that they didn't like explicitly say that it was just a game that they're used to playing.
No, and
I
there's
also like, and the mom is like, I'm gonna freeze my boss.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I like that too.
And I think that magic xylophone introduces that concept because you see it throughout the show.
Okay.
Like where there's like this I guess idea of magic that exists. There's literally one and I think it's called something like magic or like where they have magic powers. Like which sounds a
Nice.
little crazy. But then like there's like another episode where later on called Feather Wand and like they just it's just like a natural thing, right? Just like the magic xylophone like you the magic xylophone exists to freeze people like and that's what it does. And like I won't say what the feather wand does, but or anything else. And so I think it's just like in terms of Craig of the Creek, it's that acceptance of the quote unquote real magic. Does that make
Nice. And
sense?
it sounds like that Magic Powers ones is like the Craig thing where it's like from that perspective too. So that
Yeah.
could be interesting.
Well, and like the best part about it is just the fact that like the adults just go along with it. Like it's normal, business as usual, right? Like, oh, magic xylophone, I hear it, I have to freeze. Like
The dad is very game for
yeah.
every single thing
Yes.
in these
He's like, we're
episodes.
doing it.
I really don't think I could do it. Like it's
Yeah,
well,
no, he
and
deserves a medal.
that's
Well,
interesting
and I like it when
because
he's like, "Is there a game where I can just lay down?"
yeah,
yes,
right.
which very understandable.
Well, and that's interesting too because like that's something that kind of is explored with like Chili or the mom later is like the difference in terms of like dad is like immediately on board like this where like there's an episode later where the mom like struggles to buy into the imagination of it all if that like into the playtime.
I like
So
that. That makes sense to me from what we've seen so far. So
yeah, because
that's gonna
again,
be interesting.
yeah, because again, it's one of those where like there's like something to explore for both sides of not just the kids but on the adults too, right? Because like I know like for me sometimes I have doubts in my ability to be able to play with my kid going, in the future. Like, am I going to be able to do this, or am I just going to suck at it? You know what I mean? Like, am I going to be able to buy into the magic xylophone, or is it going to be a struggle?
So hopefully you've already had counseling from Bluey on this, that'll be able to help.
Well, I'm taking this as parenting 101.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably do way worse than them.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
No, that's nice. Oh yeah, another aspect of that, like it seems like from these episodes they have a constant game of like pretend going on, where any like object can be like they could like the dad can grab them and they can be a pretend object, or the kids
Yeah.
can be a pretend object with the dad or anything else. And it's like this, it's like they're just constantly playing this game of pretend or imaginary, like always, which I think is really interesting. I don't remember that being the case for when I was a kid. Like I don't remember that it was just like so constant, right? Of like everything being a game like that. But that is really it makes for a fun environment for this.
Yeah, they will like go into a game almost like I say like they'll go from one game to another. Right? I think at some point in these episodes, they were like, "Oh, we should play this," and they're like, "Yeah," and then they just go straight into it. Right? They set it up in whatever way they need to.
Yeah, they ping pong on games, and it's like, oh, now it's time to do this, and yeah,
and I feel like that's like equivalent of how it was for like me to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, like you would just go from one game to the next unless it like game time was over or playtime was over.
I mean, me and my brother, like, so we were always playing dress up and doing stuff. And then we had like a thing, like if we were like, oh, it's time to eat, we would like quote unquote press a button on the wall, and we were like, we paused the game and then we were gonna go
that's
eat.
cute.
Or
like
I
remember that.
Or sometimes eating would be part of the game. Like
yeah.
Or like oh, because me and my brother, so the game me and my brother played the most was Teens, which are the teen team, which was us being superheroes.
And so the Teen Titans.
Yeah, we were the Teen Titans before the Teen Titans.
Before you knew.
We were we were Teen Titans. And so yeah, we were always superheroes. That's what we were always doing. And then so sometimes it's like, oh, we're eating, like, and we're still the superheroes. That was like, so we always did that. Like sometimes it was part of the game, sometimes it wasn't. But yeah, we'd have to pause the game to go do whatever.
I will say too with that, Dylan, there are sometimes episodes where it'll start off one way and then it goes in a completely different direction. And it's funny because they will even like go as far as to be like, they'll be like it'll like have the title card, right? The episode title card. And then we go into it. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, just kidding, this episode is now called this. Like,
oh, I like that. Yeah. I was going to mention that they have a character introduce the episode title, which is okay. I like that they play with that format.
And I guess if something else to, I guess, get you excited to continue watching potentially is that they do experiment with like different animation styles.
Okay, that's a good
like
one.
There's one, there's like one episode that it looks like it's entirely drawn by the kids because they're like telling a story with the parents, and so they're like, it's like being drawn by them throughout. So there's stuff like that. So
okay, I like it. Okay, well, we don't. Not everything has to be Cell Dylan on the show, but this is a good job though. This is a good job. You are selling me on keeping going with it.
Like I promise, it's worth it.
I mean, look, it was already worth it to like a large extent, but it is like that, or like we keep saying that early Steven Universe, where it's like, okay, I like this, but like I don't know if this is the type of thing I'd do for multiple seasons, And it's like, no, there's going to be a lot more to it. And the thing is, a lot of our, like we said, 6 to 11 type shows do start in this format where they have more character based episodes early on. Mm-hmm. Not that I expect Bluey to really become any sort of plot. This still is going to be, I assume, a pre-K show at its core the whole time. But it is a kind of a tried and true format for animation to start with the more fun character episodes, and then get into either heavier or more serialized type of content later on. And it's not the type of thing you really see from from like live action shows a lot, honestly. Like live action shows are really afforded the opportunity to pace like this and to build up.
Yeah.
It's a big benefit, I think, given to animation that is kind of going away as networks are becoming less patient with shows.
And
And
Yeah.
everything just gets shorter and shorter.
Shorter.
yeah, no, you don't like Bluey 50 episode season. That's great. I mean, they're 8-minute episodes, but like that, like
But
Steven
it's
Universe had a
still
similar thing. Like it's that's great
I will
to
say, like, I watched them and so my wife took me to Waffle House this morning. Lovely. I was very hungry. And then we were like, okay, how many episodes do I have to watch? How long are they? So we look them up and I'm like, oh, well, this is fine. But then watching them, it's not like I felt like they were really short or anything. Like it felt like, oh, this is like, it felt natural, felt.
I agree,
yes.
Delaney. I was expecting it to feel like a mini episode, but to me it felt like our standard 11-minute
Yeah,
like
it did. Like I
episode.
didn't,
It's
like I was like, this was an episode.
you get a
Yeah.
you have that feeling of completeness at the end of it. Like
Yeah.
I was impressed how much that they got in 8 minutes in each episode, and
Yeah.
it's,
And I'm
I
like
assume it's like
locked
less
in.
than 8 minutes too, without
so
the
the
yeah.
episode ranges tend to the length tends to be like 7 to 10 minutes long, somewhere within there. Usually averaging out at about 8 minutes. So, um, which is funny because I think there's an episode coming up where, or maybe it's a little while long, but like they're like, oh, it'll be 5 minutes. And someone goes, well, how long is 5 minutes? And then the dad says, oh, it's an episode of this show. Like,
Oh, that's funny.
Are we gonna get meta? That'll be good. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I forgot what I was thinking during the conversation. For they're always playing games. It's like, okay, they never have like a tablet though, or they're on their phone. The children.
they
I assume.
you will
Are we
see
going to get
tablets.
tablets? Are we? I could see the
but
show commenting on that
yes,
too.
I was gonna say it becomes like a big commentary on it. Like there was an episode that I watched today. Sorry, we had lazy Sunday morning, and so we were just
Yeah,
watching
what did you have
episodes
for
of
what did you have for breakfast?
cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, but yeah, but like there's like one episode where like they make a comment on like the use like kids using technology and
okay.
like because like the kids are like constantly on a tablet or something like that, and then like they feel bad about it.
Oh,
Are they in school right now, or is this summer break, or is this after school?
Well,
Are
so
these weekends?
they're like 6 to what is it? Well, yeah, Bluey's 6, Bingo's 4.
Bluey's would be in school all the time, right? Or I don't, not that I'm knowing how this works, but
well,
also
'cause,
the
like,
school could work differently in Dog World.
yeah. Well, and also like some schools operate differently than they do here in America, where
Oh
like
yeah, true.
we like
Are
we
they?
have
We refrained from answering this before. Do they call it Australia in the show?
yeah, they live in Australia.
Oh my god!
Because
I
there's
don't
an
like that.
episode where
I don't like that at all.
because there's
It's
like
clearly not Australia though. They're in
but
Dog
it
World.
is. It's
No, I don't.
It's Australia It's like an alternate
Oh my
universe where everyone is dogs.
What city are they supposed to be in?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Off the top of my head. They say it at some point.
It says
But
Brisbane in the Wikipedia article.
that might
Okay.
yeah, that sounds right. But like so Bingo's in kindy or kindergarten and
Oh, by the way, I don't know if I can handle all the Australian version of words. Kindy, the bin. What do they call it?
the
Wheelie
wheelie bin.
I don't
Dylan,
know if
you've
I
been
can
watching
handle
Doctor
this.
Who for years. It'll be fine.
It's somehow even sillier the Australian
well, it's because it
words
is.
than
To
the.
be fair,
They-
it's because
you're gonna-
it's nonsense.
You're
but
gonna have-
you can do it.
I'm
You're-
trying to refrain saying this in a derogatory way, but I do mean it. Like this. It's
No, I mean,
I don't know.
well,
This is our
I
arrogant
agree with
American
you.
perspective, but like, oh my goodness,
Oh no,
there's all these
it's
words.
No, so Tanny and I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who, and so Graham says cockle, and me and Tanya are like, "What are you talking?" Like me and Tanya have had to Google things. So I'm like, "What are you even saying?" Like,
I do have a rule. I always have to have subtitles on for Doctor Who, so maybe we.
well,
need
you
to-
have to. Okay, oh my god. So like, okay, you have to have subtitles on, especially for Peter Capaldi and Jodie Whittaker
Yes,
because you have
yes.
no idea what they're
Yes.
saying. So her northern accent is so thick, and then Peter's Scottish, and you're like, what are you saying? Like, and that's a gag even in
The
Doctor
Bluey
Who that no one
characters
knows what
don't
they're
sound
saying.
like super. I mean, I said the kids sounded
Yeah,
British, but they don't sound like super unintelligible. It's just some of the words are like
yeah,
I can infer what this means, but I'm very not
yeah.
familiar
Yeah.
with
And I want to
this.
watch Dairy Girls.
Oh, I
Oh
love
yeah, okay.
Dairy Girls. It's such a fun show. Um, there are some like phrases that will like come into play that you're not. I mean, some of them like it's very like obvious what it means, but like there's like one episode that's centered around an entire word, and I was like, I don't know what this word is, and then I
Okay.
had to look it up because they're literally like they're like, oh, you can't say that, it's impolite. So
Okay, we've been watching. To be fair, we've also been watching Ladybug, which is set in France, so like we can handle it.
yeah, it's not too often like that.
It's different when it's another language versus the same language in a different like. I mean, although
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
like you know what
technically, linguistically, Australian English is a different language, but like
what
it's
squabbling is, right?
yes,
Okay.
that's a normal enough word. Although I wouldn't say it to like children. Yeah, that is. I guess it would be weird. Yeah, to say it. I guess it is kind of like a British coded
We'll
word.
get used to the word squabbling.
Which
So,
I guess
It's
that
like
helps too. I also grew up watching a lot of like my parents love Monty Python.
yeah.
Also, I
yeah,
never watched
I do think
anything
there was
age
like a Brit.
appropriately.
Okay,
Like
I think
I
there's
just
like a
always
British
watched everything.
culture exposure because I was gonna say it's like how
Yeah.
you read Harry Potter and they say snog all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
and
what is that
also
even?
that's a funny thing too, is because which I'm not going to, but like, I wish I would have read the original because the Scholastic American versions are different because they do tone it down for American readers.
I don't remember what we had. Um, yeah, no, it's interesting watching that because I don't have too much experience with Australian shows like I said in the beginning, so
Yeah,
it's interesting.
that's the
Yeah.
other thing. There's an Australian show that Jodie Whittaker's in, and I want to watch it, but there's nowhere for me to watch it. I'm mad about it. It's fine.
Not on BritBox. I see
I don't have
advertisements for
BritBox.
BritBox. You
BritBox?
don't have BritBox?
What is BritBox?
I don't know.
It's
I hear
streaming.
advertisements for it.
Oh.
It's so you can watch British TV, which I
Get
didn't know
all
if
your
because
favorite British shows on BritBox, something
well
like
maybe
that,
I'll
Oh.
have
you
to
know.
look at it because I can't use iPlayer because I'm not in Britain. Jerks.
Oh.
Delaney, what else did you want to talk about from Bluey?
I just thought it was really. I guess what you were saying earlier is like it's so funny. Like I was legitimately having a great time the whole time. It's kind of like watching Summer Camp Island where I was just smiling the whole time.
Very
Yeah.
silly, like Summer Camp. I think it's
It
like
was
I don't know,
great.
more jokey than Summer Camp Island,
It's
honestly.
so like legitimately like Hospital is like it's just legitimately so
Maybe
funny.
not every episode is like that, but we had a
Yeah.
stretch in the middle,
No.
like those game ones with Dad, like we said, those were just like constant jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah,
and it's
April.
funny, like even the little things, like he's like when you like what you're saying is like when he picks them up and he's like, I'm reading the newspaper. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just silly.
April, what else from Bluey you want to talk about?
Nothing. I'm excited that we're watching it.
April's like, yes.
It's
Join me.
April's time has come.
My
Would
time
you
has
rather
come.
us watch, because April also watches a bunch of anime that never get talked about on the podcast. Would you
That's
rather us
true.
watch and talk about Bluey or I don't know what your favorite insert favorite anime here. Like I was like April's like My Hero Academia. Like I had no idea you watched My Hero Academia. But we talk
I'm
about
not caught up on My Hero. I'm so far
okay.
behind.
Would you rather us talk about Free Ren or this show?
Oh, that's so hard.
I
Oh,
actually have seen Free Ren though, unlike a lot of
I
other animes you've
love Free
seen.
Ren. Right now I'm watching Dan to Dan or Dan to Dan came
Okay.
back. I'm so excited. Um, which is an interesting show. It's not kid appropriate by any means. I think that for like in terms of like podcasting for our crew or like this crew of the three of us, I think
Hmm.
Bluey fits just a little bit more because it's it falls into like that category like again like Miraculous Ladybug, and I know I keep saying this but it's very true where it's like it's a kid show but it's also not,
This is a
So
Ladybug podcast, April. It's okay.
yeah, but I mean, like, but like that's kind of how I feel about both shows, right? Like they're kid shows. I mean, a kid to me is anything like 11 and younger, right? So they're kid shows, but they're also kind of not. And there's like for me with Bluey, there's a lot to take away. But man, I love Freerin. Ugh.
Yeah,
Also,
I honestly think
seen Farron.
I've seen it.
Can
I
we
love
do
that
both?
show. I mean, we could at some point
Like
force
they're
Delaney to
bullying
watch
me.
Free
That's what's
Run.
happening right now.
Yeah.
It's so good, Delaney.
Free Run also has that like what your for sentimentality like
Yeah.
connect to your life type, well, that I imagine Bluey will have at some point. So I think it could be similar
Yeah.
in that way.
Well,
but-
and I think like in terms of Bluey, there's a little bit more to offer in terms of like the sentimentality and that the opportunity for connection. Does that make sense? Because
I'm interested to see.
because again, like like I said this before, like you don't know what you're going to connect with until you connect with it. Like I remember the first episode that I saw that made me start bawling for Bluey. Like I'm just sitting here watching this innocent show, and then all of a sudden I'm crying. Like cool. Or like I said, like my husband, he watched one episode and he was like, April, what is this show? This isn't for kids. And I'm like, oh, but it is.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see when we get there.
But I mean,
What-
I'm also open to talking about anime. So
Okay. Are there Australian weebs? That's my next question.
Oh,
Absolutely.
of
I mean, there's
course.
Yeah,
Anglophiles, so I don't see why there wouldn't be Australian weebs.
Yeah.
Is Bluey on the Australian weeb? Even though it's a pre-K show, do they have to watch it?
I think so.
imagine
I think so. I think that's the
I feel like
entry
it's
point,
required.
it has to be,
Required
right?
watching.
For the Oz weebs.
Yeah.
Whatever you.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I mean,
Uh,
there's like there's like there's people in Japan who are like obsessed with like the American West. So
Yeah,
like there's something for
yeah.
everybody, you know.
There's something for everybody. Okay, let's decide what we should. So this is just a pilot, so we need people's feedback in order to continue this series. So if you enjoyed us talking about Bluey, let us know in the comments. Leave a review, leave a comment, send an email, podcast@overlyanimated.com. Come to our Discord. So let us know somewhere if you like this. But if we were to continue, so what are the options, April? So what we could do is we could just say like, hey, the next podcast will be after all of us have seen the next 30 episodes, right? And we don't have to talk about all of them, but we could just like
Yeah.
try to like actually watch in order, or we could say like April picks out some episodes for us to watch.
I could go either way because I think like it could be a good idea. Like, okay, we say, okay, next podcast we watch the next 20 episodes or 30 or whatever. And then like we each pick out our favorite episodes to talk about.
Right. Exactly. It could just like normally we talk about each episode, but we could just like watch a group and then pick out some episodes.
Because there's
Delaney-
a lot of episodes to watch.
I know. Well, look, if this is successful, we could just slowly go through, the
Yeah.
whole thing.
I ain't got nothing but time.
Delaney, how likely are you to watch 30 episodes in the next 2 months?
2 months, I can do
Months.
that.
I know you could do it.
Yeah,
How
I
about
can
in the
do it.
next month.
No.
I guess maybe next month. Wait, so 2 versus 1 makes makes a big difference.
Look, I'm trying to feel out where the
Like I can watch like
the
I
negotiation
mean,
lies.
that'd be an easy thing. That'd be an easy thing. Look, I've been like hardlining Doctor Who. I can do this. Okay, like
I feel like this is a little bit easier to hardline than Doctor Who.
yeah,
because,
that's
I mean,
what I'm
these
talking
episodes-
about. It's fine. It's
because
shorter.
again,
It
even
doesn't-
when
it doesn't make me want to. It doesn't want to make me die after I watch an episode. Like it's fine.
Not yet.
Not yet, but like I mean, I'm like torturing myself watching Doctor Who. Like this is fine.
I'm also trying to think about like what my timeline looks like too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'll depend. Yeah. April. So should we? I mean, like, I see season 1, part 1 ends after episode 26, but you
Yeah.
said the emotional ones will come later. Should we try to do a next podcast on all of season 1, part 1, and then what we could do is like we could say ideally we'll each have seen all of the first 26, but April will give us these 5 at the very least that we have to watch, right? That's a Delaney out. And me too. We'll see
We
if I
like
do it.
those.
So, yeah, so it's like we'll definitely talk about these 5 and any others from season 1, part 1 that we have seen. Or is there enough stuff, April, or should we try to include some ones from later?
Well, see, and here's like the problem, like doing the bigger chunks, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because one, we're going to be able to get like it's not hard to get through all of the episodes, but I know like for me sometimes some episodes get lost in the sauce. And
Mhm.
so
That's right.
yeah, and like they at some point they all kind of like, even though they're very much like individual episodes, they kind of like run together just a little bit. And so I mean that's another like option. But like with the part 1 episodes, there's nothing like super serious, but again, I don't know what you're gonna
Yeah, you don't know
necessarily
what we'll
connect
connect with. Yeah.
to. Like there's like a couple of episodes where like I'm like, oh, like oh, this one I really connect with, or you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah. Okay.
or I'm
Maybe
like,
we
oh,
go.
this is
Look,
just
maybe.
like such a good episode kind of thing. Whereas you guys might like absolutely hate that
Yeah, we don't know.
episode.
We don't know. So like maybe we'll go up to like 35 instead of 26 so we can include some more for April to pick out from that group. So that's an option anyway. But as of now, nothing is scheduled yet, right? So because we
Yes.
need the feedback. So if no one cares about this, then we'll stop. But let us know, and then if it's super popular, we could go like through groups of 5. If it's middle ground, which is most likely, we could do like a chunk and then pick out certain episodes from it. So
Yeah.
I think we have some options here.
And
Okay.
if you guys did not enjoy this at all, then give us suggestions,
Yeah,
because
give
I
us Ladybug topic suggestions or other shows.
have so much
Um,
time on my hand. I can put right now, and I will in the
coming
coming
up,
months.
yeah, that'll be the perfect time for it. We'll see. You know how
I'll
you're
need
feeling,
I'll
but
need I'll need the break, I promise.
okay, okay,
Take advantage of the 5 months that I'll have free, okay?
okay. We gotta give April tasks. April reports back. April rewatches all of Ladybug and gives us.
No joke. I was just like, we could rewatch Ladybug. Like, I'm gonna have so much
But
time.
Delaney won't do it. So instead, it's April only rewatches all of Ladybug and just
Yes.
tells us about the experience
Correct.
the entire
And it's not that,
podcast.
and it's not like I hate Ladybug and I don't ever want to do it. It's because physically it's not going to happen.
It's just like we know Delaney, and
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
unless we give
If you,
Delaney a leave as well. But
yeah, if
even
you,
then, it won't
yeah, I have to
happen.
have a
It
leave if
also
you
won't
give me like a
happen.
list.
Yeah.
Okay. April rewatches Ladybug and picks 3 episodes to force us to rewatch,
Whoa.
to meet certain criteria, to like inflict
Meet
maximum
certain
pain on Delania. Like,
Yes.
okay, we can think about stuff like that. Okay, so let us know what you thought. April, any last Bluey thoughts here?
No thoughts, just feels. No,
I hope.
I think, I don't know. I think this would be fun. But we'll see how everyone feels about this. So,
Delaney, any last Bluey thoughts?
It's great.
such a
No
good
more
show.
Snickers discussion. I feel like you guys didn't do it.
He's
You
just
threatened
great.
to
He
talk
just
about
loves
We've
Snickers a lot.
only
lost
we've
his
only
hat.
we've only
Scratch
just
the
touched.
surface on
Yeah.
Snickers.
Yeah.
How
There's
how
also,
many episodes could Snickers possibly be in?
hold on, I'll Google it.
There's no way it's over 25. There's Okay, we're waiting. Who's the most are there like significant secondary characters we've not met yet, April?
Snickers appears in 14 episodes.
Okay. Okay. That's about what I would think.
But there's a lot of like other characters. Like you still have to meet like the aunt and the uncles
Oh
and
boy.
the cousins, and there's like a ton of there's a bunch of classmates between Bluey's class and Bingo's class, and the babysitter, And
Oh yeah, the babysitter. That would be a good character.
And then there's also like I say like personas like the grannies and
Okay, it's interesting.
unicorns. Like there's a bunch there's a bunch
I'm
of
not okay, I won't ask. Would it surprise you as a big Vicky stan in Fairly Odd Parents? Probably not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
We love the
We like the babysitter.
Yes. We'll see. Okay, so that's it for Bluey. I think that's all my thoughts too. I'm in though for watching worse. Let us know what you guys thought of the discussion and everything, and let us know Ladybug ideas you want us to talk about. If you who listened to this that was Bluey only that doesn't watch Ladybug, and who listens to this who's just in the Bluey fandom, if that exists, that had never listened to our podcast before, because I imagine zero, but let us know if you're out there.
And how many of you were tricked into listening to this
Yes, how many did
because
we trick?
we're referencing Ladybug in the title?
I have to put Bluey in the title somewhere, right? Like we can't just not put Bluey in the
yeah.
title.
We'll brainstorm.
Okay, we'll see. Okay. That's it for this. If you enjoyed this, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to our current patrons, especially our patron of podcast, Kent. And thanks as always to our patron executive producer, Steve Michael and Finishin. Yep, no Ladybug scheduled right now. Let us know what other animated things you want us to talk about. There has been a lot of good stuff this year, I will say.
There's been a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so there's other stuff out there. But what are you guys interested in? Let us know. Let us know what you thought of this. Thanks for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.